מצלם מהכיוון הנכון, נראה לי זה. Okay, I hope it's I hope it started. Okay, still not knowing how to handle all this live thing. I need another light. Let's see. I hope this is better. A little bit better. Okay. I'm gonna wait for some people to come in, and I'm not as organized as I was last time. It's midnight here. I'm turning into a pumpkin. Let's see. Hi Phyllis, hi Lynn, hi Noni. Let's see. I've got some of the calendars I started last time. One finished, two almost finished, so I thought I will let you see what I've done with them, then continue to do something. Maybe I think of doing an art journal page with washi tape. Hi Natalie. I'm watching the chat to see who's coming in. Hi Lisa. Oh, now I can. Belgium, Las Vegas, France. That's what I love. I love with social media. All the other stuff I can live without. Bonjour. Arizona, USA. Yeah, Lisa, I'm too. That's why I want to do today something with my washi tape. I'm thinking of creating a background with it. I am not sure where it's going to go. Don't have a clue. I'm just going to try something. I'm not even sure what my focal point will be, but we'll see. Something will come out of it. I thought that I won't go on live today because it's really late, but I keep reminding myself what the worst that could happen, and whatever will be will be. I'm trying to read. I feel it's what the worst that could happen, yes. Just so you know, it's midnight. And after my work day, I cooked for the whole week. I went grocery shopping, and now I'm turning into a pumpkin. Oh, Down Under is awake. Okay. I think I'll start, and for everyone that came in, that's great, and I hope more will join us later on. We'll see. Okay, so last time I did the calendars and one is finished. This is the one that I've done for my travel to Lapland, and just wanted to share with you some stuff. After I glued some of my photos, these are just from the printer, so not great quality. And as if you've seen my last live, these were just pieces from maps that I put in to be the background and stamping. So what I've done next is I took all the brochures and magazines and all kinds of stuff that I'm always picking up when I'm traveling. Uh, Anything goes. I don't care if it's brochures from the supermarket or if it's the HOA newsletter. So I had all kinds of stuff that I've picked up, like from brochures, and so that's what I've done on those pages. I didn't care. I really liked that I had more fun stuff and written stuff to go with the pictures that I took, and it's just a small amount of photos that I wanted to be more accessible. So here is another map, another from one of the magazines that I picked up. That's my hobby. More from a magazine with all kinds of advertisement. This ship is the icebreaker. It was something out of this world to be on it. Here it is. Every tourist, I think, is doing this kind of picture. More brochures. Magazine with all kinds of advertisement. They have something that is like that's called the Village of Santa Claus, and of course it's very touristy and with all the stuff, but it's really nice to have this Santa Claus village, even if you are not Christian. It was very exciting, all the stuff that was there. So that's that. And here is another one. I've done most of the pages inside. The cover I'm leaving for last in all those calendars. Let me look at the chat if I missed something. Yes, I will try and Lynn, I will try and explain my process of making the pages. Last time I just went and took all kinds of painty papers that I had, and mostly not overthinking, just glue them to the page. That's it. And I didn't even care if it was painty paper that I've done with acrylics or painty papers from the leftover paint notebook. I just went and glued painty papers as backgrounds on each page, because it really is what's the worst that could happen. Either it will inspire you, or if you really don't like it, you can always cover it, and there is always gesso. So when I started doing this stuff, I also have all kinds of other bins, like I've got, and it's not all organized, but lately I've done a lot of fussy cutting. That's part of the stuff that I've done, and I had, so mostly I have here things for either embellishments or being a focal point, depending of what it is and the size of it. Like if I took something like this from an a very old illustrated encyclopedia, then this can't be a focal point here. But in one of my larger journals, I can use it. Here is another example. And other stuff I can use here, like all kinds of butterflies that were cut from all kinds of places, things that I've done and got to fussy cut them at last. All kinds of stuff, all kinds of things, other stuff that I've done, and just waited to find a home. Postcards and pieces of greeting cards, all kinds. Whatever I kept and said I will use and never got to use it. It just stays in a bin. So I took all this stuff, and I also decided to be next to me all kinds of other things. Like this kind of thing is great for stenciling if I need more details on the background. I kind of picked all kinds of stuff, not the all my things, but things that I know that are quite general and will add details to my background if I want to. I picked this set of stamps because I really like text in the back if I wanted again to add details to the background. So, and all kinds of words if I want to add them. So I needed this stuff to be near me because if it doesn't, I won't reach for it. I won't go and look for it. So that's part of what I prepared. And then I started to try, and some of the pages were really easy. I looked at them and I knew what I wanted to do. Some I really didn't know. So at some point I decided to go the other way, and I mean I just picked something that I really liked from here, like this card that I've done, so I don't know, probably years ago, and didn't know where to stick it, and I just went through all the calendars that I've made and just looked for a home. Like I would just go like this and say and look for a page that will fit this. Sometimes I found something, sometimes I didn't. Like here, I had this piece again. This I made this like I don't know 3 years or 4 years ago, and it needed a home. I found that it just correspond with this background, and then I added the details. So if I have this piece, I will just go and look for something that will work. Here it's just too small for this page, but if the page was a little bit smaller, then I would probably go with this page. Not because here, because the colors just I don't know what to call it, speak to each other. And sometimes I will go the other way. I will look for something completely different from what I have. Sometimes I like to go with contrast. So I just each time picked something and found a page that will work with. So here I used washi tapes from this kit, this set. Here I haven't done much. It was all, if you remember, it was already like this. This is just from the notebook of leftover paint and stencil. So I just added some white dots with Posca pen and the words. A piece that I've saved for a long time from a magazine, and there were these 3 birds, so I just went with it and added more birds and a little bit of washi tape. It doesn't have to be very complicated. Not every page needs stamping and stenciling and texture, and it can be simple. Here, this needed a home, and I thought it just goes with the colors here. So I just wanted to make it more interesting, and I picked this to a lace trim, and I don't know what even to call this thing. And that's it, very simple. Another cutout from a magazine, and this was a very, very bright and paper just smeared paint, and I needed to push it back, come it down. So I took a stencil, and that's what you see here, the stencil, and I just went with white marker to make it more interesting. That's it. Other stuff that were lying around and needed a place, and I just played with them. It's just two flowers. What I cut here went here, and what I cut from this flower went here and here, just so it will go with the rest. Part of a brochure that I saved, and just went with the background and a little bit of stenciling. That's it. This was almost fine as is, and I just made put this it's from, I made them on tissue paper, and I just took them out and glued them to the page, and then went with white. And here I don't even remember, just a little bit of stamping. That's the focal point that needed a home, and that was laying around for a lot of time. And here I added the dots. That's what I showed you. Where did I put it? The very simple stenciling that I talked about. Here we go. That's what I've used here, just to add something more interesting to the page. These are mandalas that I've done. They are large, but I scanned them and played with the measurement on what's it called? Photoshop. And then I printed it, so I will have elements to play with, and whenever you're in doubt, stick a butterfly. Let's see what's going on in the chat, because I'm talking and not following what's going on. Trini, I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't have translation here, so I don't know what you're what you're saying, but I will look it up later on after I finish the live stream. I will just I just put it in Google Translate and see what you're writing. Okay, some of it I understand. Okay. So I don't know Spanish. I know some and understand some. We are Jewish Sephardim, so we are descendants from the ones that were banished from Spain and Portugal during the Inquisition time, fun times. So those kind of Jewish people speak Ladino or Espanol, which is a crooked Spanish. So some of what you are writing I can understand, but not real Spanish. Although when I was in Spain with my family, my mother could understand and talk to everyone, and everyone understood her Ladino. So, okay, so let's see. Just a flower I've done a long time ago. It even has a video. It's very free. You just do it very free without too much of a planning. You just go like this and create some kind of flower and have fun with it, like so. And on purpose you go and do another line that is wobbly, and I like it because I think this kind of stuff is more interesting. Not everyone. Here we go. And that's how you create a very loose flower. And then I just stamped it. So and I just added a little bit of stamping in the background. A piece of a coloring book, just something to make a background, some stamping in the back, something I just cut from a magazine, and butterflies. And this is, I think it's moth, not a butterfly, but who cares. Another piece that I've done a long time ago, and just little bit of pieces that somehow, because of the color and I don't know, they just came together. Another piece from a magazine, probably National Geographic. It was waiting for me, the polar bear, the cute polar bear, and it just, that's his home. I so love this page. It's so simple and I love it. This is his, its home. Another card, and I just added the gold to what was already on the card because I had gold in the back. This is another page from the leftover paint notebook, just smearing of paint, nothing else, no stamping, no stenciling, no nothing. So as you can see, just this, and I stuck this card, a piece of a greeting card, and I just wanted a feel of like this, I forgot the name for it, I'm sorry, is like spilling flowers. I just punched them from another painty paper. Just stuck a penguin that I really liked, especially because there is happiness and smile and all kinds of positive words in the back, and part of a mandala, just because I wanted him to look at something. You see, it doesn't have to be very deep. Just stenciled this and added some dots and a bit of a washi tape. Ooh, this is interesting. Okay, so lots of times I'm picking leaves and branches and whatever, but they are dry, they are brittle. So what I've done, I've taken leaves, put them on my scanner, scanned them, printed them, and then I just fussy cut them. So if you want a really realistic leaves or flowers, just, and you have a scanner, just put them in the scanner, scan them. You don't need to do anything else, just scan, print, and fussy cut them. And here I used some leftover pieces of whatever. I don't even remember, something, and more washi tape and leftovers. This little froggy was from some kind of coloring book, and I really liked him, so I found him a home here, and I stamped. I don't know if you can see them. It's not very visible, the dragonflies. I love Alphonse Mucha. This is from a postcard. I've got several more. There are I think it's from my trip to Prague, like almost 16 years ago. And they were in a bin with the rest of the postcard that I have from all over. And it's just a shame. I'm going to start to incorporate them into my art and have fun with them. They don't do anything by staying in some kind of bin. So the page was from the notebook of leftover paint, and I just stenciled this white just to go with the branches that are here. I thought it would be a nice add for the page. And a butterfly. Okay, so this was cut. I have to show you. I went to a secondhand secondhand bookstore a long time ago, and I found this. This is a treasure. All the photos, all this is just a treasure, and some of them I just can't bring myself to cut, but when I want something like this and I want to keep it, I will just again photocopy it and use. But because I bought it secondhand, I really don't care. I'm using it, I'm having fun with it, and sometimes it's for the focal point. I will take a flower, and sometimes I will take something like this to create a background or just stripes or whatever. You can punch shapes out of it. And so this came from this book. I really liked snail. Yeah, snail. Sometimes the most simple words elude me, especially at night. Did I tell you that I'm turning into a pumpkin? So just a snail and some words, that's it. This is a gel print in the back. Sometime maybe I will do a live with gel printing. It's just a lot of organization. Another just painty paper that I put this dragonfly. If you are following my videos, I've used these dragonflies a lot of times. It came from a paper bag from a store, very cheap. If you are in Europe, it was from Pepco. Not all the countries have Pepco, but some have, and this was just a paper bag, and I bought it just for the dragonflies. And because I have the gold here, I went with a gold marker, added details to the rest. I hope you can see it. And that's it. I had this for a long time and it just fit here. That's it. And I added washi tape here and here. Just pieces that were laying around and just found a home here. I still need to do something for this page. Not sure. Sorry, not sure yet. And this was almost done. It's from the leftover paint notebook. I stenciled and added this gold because it just seemed like it was needed. And as I said, this and this will be the last thing that I will do, the cover. I've done, I think I've done here this page. Again, a piece of paper that was laying around and I just stamped, and that's it. I like it as is. No hidden meaning, no words, no nothing. I think I only done, no, here is another page that I've done here. And it's just because, as I said, I was taking something and looking for a home. Let's see if I've done something else here. No, that's the only two pages that I've done here. And let's see, I remember I've done something more. Okay, let's see. This I've done on the live last time That was the last thing, the AKG line. And again, I had this yeah, got stuck leaf that laying around, and I liked the contrast with the background, and that's it. I'm not adding anything. I like it like it is. So and I just glued another background here on this calendar. I haven't done yet all the pages, and this one was the calendar that I told you from the supermarket. Very cheap material. I don't care. I just glued the painty papers, and I haven't done anything yet inside, just the backgrounds. And as you can see, each page is different from the other, and that's it. So that's the calendars. I think I've bored you enough with it. Let's put this aside. Okay. Let's bring one of my journals, the one that I thought of doing the page with the washi tape, and let's see what I've missed in the chat. Yes, all our stashes are overwhelming. Just need to start somewhere. Hi, Amber. I'm sorry if I'm missing someone. Hi, Phyllis. And I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing anyone's name correctly. Paint liner, you mean like the white or the gold or lean? That's what you are referring to? .3D paint I don't use a lot, but sometimes, I don't know, mostly I think I used 3D paint mostly when I didn't have markers like the Posca pens or any acrylic based markers. Now I can get them, and from the start I had to be creative and finding substitute to all kinds of stuff that I've seen in other videos, like Tim Holtz. I can't buy here. There is no Tim Holtz here. A lot of stuff from the United States you can't buy here, probably because the shipment is more expensive than the product itself. I used to order other stuff from the United States, and always the shipment was double the price of whatever you want to buy. So, and I think that's why most of the stuff from the United States, we don't have it here. Stuff from Europe is not a problem, and of course I'm also always traveling to Europe, so I'm always finding stuff in other countries. I have one of my favorites, two favorite stores. One is in Sofia, Bulgaria, and the other one is in Prague, the Czech Republic. Gold and white paint liner. Okay, so I use a golden paint liner a lot of time when I want to make something pop on the page. And as I said, like with the dragonfly, it was gold and I felt like the background needed some detail with gold, so I used the gold liner. I'm using this Uniball Signo. These are the best when you want a good liner and not something like the Posca pens that you have to keep pushing the tip, and sometimes it flows, sometimes it doesn't go out. This is more, I found that these are dependable. That's the word that I can find right now. That they work for me. That's what I can say. I also have Posca pens, but these are, if they could make this Uniball Signo in all colors, then I would be happy. So let's see. This is one of my journals. I have many, and usually I don't do the cover, but when I did some organizing, the fussy cutting, and organized all my painty papers and stuff, this is a photocopy of a painting that I've done a long time ago. Sold it. It was very big, and this is just the photocopy of it. So I thought it should grace one of the covers of my journals. Off to the start here, more of the same dragonflies. So let's see. Let's take another page. I don't need this. This can go. Okay, so this is just a sketch paper, nothing else. And I've got the washi tapes. I've got more than these two, but it would be too much for me, more than this. So I'm thinking that I will start with the wider ones. And again, I haven't planned it. I don't know what will come out of it. I'm just going to start sticking it. And I will take a glue stick because I find that the adhesive at the back of the washi tape just isn't good enough. So I'm going to reinforce it with glue stick. And I don't want a straight ending. I want it torn, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to tear it this side also. And I don't care how it tears. Okay, once we started, want it squish or break on the paper like in a sketchbook. What will I'm sorry, Lynn, I don't understand the question. What are you afraid will squish or break? Here is another one. Right now I'm just putting them in different length, and as you can see, each one is different in the width of the washi tape. Oopsie. I'm starting with the darker washi tapes. I don't know why, really don't know why. I'm just started with something, and we'll see where it gets me. And if I don't like it, I can just take out the page altogether and be done with it. It's just washi tape and just sketch paper. Okay, let's do something. No, let's go a little bit magenta. Purple and magenta. I really like this washi tape. Maybe I'll use it another strip here. I don't know. No. I think I'll stick with this set. I think. I don't know. What else? Pat Williams, if you will go, if you just joined, just scroll backwards or see the beginning of the live. I've talked about how I'm finding focal points. If it's magazine brochures, sometimes it's things that I make. And I also talked how I found for each of them a page to live in. I found a home for them. That's the best explanation I can give. So if you want, just go back or later on and see what I talked about. I think, let's see if this will work. If I'll find the start. Found it, I think. Here we go. I want to see. Yeah. I don't care what it says. I'm just putting it so I will have variation and not all the things will be in the same color. And I'm always like that I have written stuff. Don't care what. Let's see. So maybe we'll go with this one or this. Yeah. I'm just building layers and having fun with it. And as I said, if I don't like it, it can go to the trash because it's just washi tape. Second-hand bookstores can give you lots of stuff. Look for all kinds of old illustrated encyclopedias. You can find all kinds of stuff there. If you find a Larousse dictionary, just photocopy it. Don't don't. I don't know why, but I have a Larousse dictionary. I just can't find myself taking pages out of it. It's a no. Just photocopy it and use the illustrated pages. I'm going to be. Do I want to be brave today? I don't know. You don't know. You know I don't like pink, and this is very pink. Oh my God. I can't believe I put it on the page. Forgot to tear this side, never mind. Now I can put this on top. It's crooked. Okay. Let's see. What else can I put here? Still thinking of maybe, no, not the right pink. Enough is enough. I'm overthinking it. That's the problem. Here we go. I need something dark to tone this down, this pink. Okay, I forgot to put glue stick underneath. Never mind. We'll manage somehow. What else? I've done this. Let's take from this one. Numbers are also nice. And let's see. Maybe towards the outside I can go with something that is not in this color wheel. Let's go and try. Okay. I'm trying to put it straight. Almost done. Okay, I need something here. What should I use? Here is another with some kind of text on. Yeah. I feel like I need something here. Maybe this one. Yeah, let's go with this. Okay, almost. Now I just want to add a little bit more details on top. I'm just gonna use more washi tape. Here we go. Just because I have this really bright piece here, I'm going to use something more also bright. I think maybe here. Okay. And I'll be more brave and I will take another one. And I'm going to put this, I think, here. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm done with the washi tape. I will organize later on all the washi tapes. And I'm thinking, before I'm even starting to think about a focal point, if I want to add details that will make everything come together, although I really like what's going on here. I don't feel that I thought at first that I will need something, but I quite like it as is, so maybe I'll just leave it. And now let's see. So here we go. Of course I've got butterflies, but that's the easy solution for me, to stick a butterfly. I will always love a butterfly. I'm just going and looking for something that will speak to me, that I will put on this and say, aha, this is its own. Like, I've got no good in terms of the colors, but the circles just don't work with this. I've got all kinds of stuff. Let's see. Maybe. No. I've got. No. I thought about it. It's just too busy and doesn't really show quite well with this background. This is one of my drawings just that I just instead of putting white printer paper in the tray of the printer, I put a dictionary page. So of course each drawing that I make or anything that I make, I scan, I keep. I always have all the templates so I can do all kinds of stuff with. I'm thinking that I'm going to use this. I just need to think, do I want to keep it with this? Maybe. Let's continue. I want to do probably a live because it takes time. I want to show you how I go about creating this stuff, like from a photo to a drawing to even a stencil and all kinds of stuff. If it's an embellishment, if it's a focal point, and it takes time. So I think I need to do it on a live. It's easier, and as long as I keep telling myself what's the worst that could happen, then I will keep doing the live stream. I don't know if I will keep it to the same day or each week. I really don't know yet. Things are changing all the time, so I can't promise anything. I think I bought this from either AliExpress or Temu. It has like a really thin knife at the end, and I've shown it on one of my videos. It cuts paper very well, and I told you I will try it on acetate. It works on acetate, at least what I have, which is a 125 what's the microns 125 microns acetate. It works, but I am so used to making my stencils with nail scissors that I hardly use this on making stencils. And this is really nice when I want to go into areas like this, small areas in between other stuff. And sometimes I will just make an incision and then work with the nail scissors, depending on the shape that I want to cut, because the nail scissors has a curve. And for those who are watching my videos, I always tell how it's easier to cut curvy things with nail scissors instead of trying to cut something curvy with straight scissors. Okay. Of course, I could have let it be these two areas, but I figured it would be nicer if I took the time to take these two pieces. It would look a little bit more organic. Here we go. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. I think it goes nicely here. Okay, so I'm going to use this. It's B7000. You can use E6000, whatever. I'm only using it because it has a very thin nozzle. And a tip for you, if you are struggling with all kinds of tubes, if it's glue or paint, just order this. It's all over the internet, but do a search for squeezing toothpaste, not for squeezing paint, because if you are looking for paint, it will it will cost double and sometimes more. When you buy this stuff for toothpaste, it's really cheap, this thing, and it works very nicely. So here we go, and as I said, I'm just using it because I can go into all these little details with the glue. Otherwise, if I didn't have all these small areas, I would have used even a glue stick, because it's just paper, thin paper. Yeah. Here we go. Maybe a little bit here. Yeah. I really like it. I didn't think it would turn out so well. Sometimes I do something like this with scraps of paper, and I didn't think it will work so well with washi tape bar. Here you go. I even mastered the very bright pink. I made it. Okay, so let's see what's going on in the chat. I'm talking and talking. Lynn, it depends what on the magazine, and you need to see, you can draw anything on anything. The thing is that you need to see you need a balance between the figure that you are putting on, if it's a magazine dictionary page, and if the details in the back, so not that it not overwhelm whatever you are putting on. It depends on the shape, it depends on the size, so you need a balance. This, if I've made this bird, for that matter, on something very busy or with a very big lettering, it would look completely different. Right now, because it's on a dictionary page with really small font, then it just creates some visual texture in the back, some interest. It doesn't take from the image. So there is always a balance between the two things. Hi, Annette. Boy, howdy. You are binge watching my videos. Good luck. I saw that you even went and looked at my first video, the one that I've done with the flip phone. I almost have, I think I almost have now 800 videos on my channel. When I started it, I didn't think I will ever do this kind of stuff, and I never thought in my wildest dreams that I will go live. Hi, Sue from Ohio. I think it's a crane. I wanted a crane a long time ago. I just went to one of those website with free pics that you can, and I just printed a photo of a crane. And as I said, I hope to do a live how I'm taking a photo, a picture. It doesn't matter if you're going to a website of free printables or if you are taking the picture yourself, and how you what's my process from a photo to a drawing to other stuff. So I hope maybe next live. Mm, Lynn, I don't know. As I said, this works on acetate, and for me, nail scissors are really comfortable. Another thing is this kind of knife. I forgot how the name. I'm sorry. Uh, Someone probably in the chat can give you the English name for it. It flew from my mind. And there is also, at least I bought in my cheap store, this set, and it also helps cutting into acetate. And if you are having trouble cutting acetate, another alternative is buying, let's see if I have it. I'm looking. Another thing is all kinds of plastic dividers for folders. These are thinner and more flexible, so it's easier to cut. It's also, you can fold and cut all kinds of stuff inside, but I won't use something like this for delicate or very what's the word? I'm forgetting my adjectives. A complicated design, because it's thin. It can be worked, it can be a good stencil, but not for something very complicated. And there are all kinds of things made of plastic that can be used. There are all kinds of binders from plastic that you just need to see what's easier for you to work on. So if the knives and the scissors are a trouble, maybe you need to switch to another medium, another substrate to make your stencils. Let's see what else I missed. I'm just checking. Okay. Oh, here it is, palette knife. Okay. Yes, flip phone on shoe boxes with makeup sponges, the triangular ones. Oh, it was so wobbly. Exacto knife, yes. That's it, exacto knife. That's what I was looking for. I also found, let's see if I have it here. Also in all kinds of like Temu or AliExpress or Amazon. It looks like a pen, but it also has this small knife. And maybe it will be easier for some people to use this for small details. So that's another thing, but I found that when I put too much pressure, especially on acetate, and I had small details, then at some time it just broke the plastic here. So, but on the dividers, it would probably work great. So that's another thing. Okay, so I think I'm up with the chat, and let's see. I wanted to show you what I'm planning. That depends if I will find the stuff. I was all week, each time I had some time, I worked on the calendars. It freed my mind from all the other ugly stuff that is going around. It helped me to disengage from the news, disengage from everything. So I think that this is what I'm going to do in terms of this is a photo from one of those sites, free printables, and it had a background. I took it in Photoshop and made the background white just so it won't take all the paint from the printer, and it's just easier that way to see the image and make it from this to, for example, this, and just work it later on for stencil or whatever. So I'm thinking of doing this photo, and let's see what else I wanted to tell you and share with you or whatever. Oh my God, almost 1:30 a.m. and I'm still talking. Straight to the loony bin. Okay. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you just quick before I'm ending the live. And if I can get to it, if you saw the mess here. Wow. Let's see. I'm working and working on pages, and everything around me is just getting messier and messier. Okay, here we go. A long time ago, when dinosaurs roamed the earth and I was in the university, so I went and done my major is designing for the theater, sets, costumes, lighting. And first year is boring, boring, boring. It's all the history of costume, the history of architecture, the history of whatever. And in between, you have practical classes. And they start from the color wheel, and you say boring, and then they go with all kinds of other stuff, and you think that the whole year is boring. And then some decades go by and you understand that it wasn't boring, and it was the base for everything. So what I wanted to show you, this is the first assignment, first year in one of the classes. We had to take a flower and we had to do a classical drawing. Classical drawing, I don't know if I'm translating correctly. That's the only thing that comes to mind when I'm thinking of this. Classical drawing is when you only take pencils and you do a realistic sketch or drawing of whatever. And it was this flower. And this kind of thing, depending on the details, depending if you have a background, don't have a background, it can take from 3 hours to 6 hours, hippie. And as I said, I hate classical drawing, but that was the first assignment. And we had to do this, and then we had to translate it to this, to a graphic figure. And only years later, I understood how important this is, that you take something like this and translate it to this. How you take something and basically you separate it into graphic shapes. And it doesn't have to be a circle, a rectangle, a triangle, whatever. You just minimize it to something like this. From something like this, I can make a stencil. From something like this, I can take it and make a stamp and all kinds of stuff. And this next thing for the assignment was to take the same flower and go wild, whatever you want, do. And that was the third stage of the assignment. So again, it gives you, if you have the time or if you are inclined to drawing or sketching, whatever, try it. Just don't sit for 6 hours doing something like this, but try even to look at a photo and translate it to something basic like this, and afterwards just try and go wild with it. Just if you want to, okay? I'm not giving you prompts or assignment from homework. My dog ate my homework. And I think this was another assignment. We had to take this and use it for something. And I decided it should be like an ornament for a, like, stationery. I think that's the word. And I made several examples how it can be used as an ornament that will go on a stationery. Mind you, we mostly, there was already computers, but not what we have today. There was no Windows, there was no Office, no Photoshop. So some of the things I've done with just a photocopy machine, and some I just done by hand. All the stuff that we do now in the computer was done by hand. All the blueprints and all the measurements for theater sets and the stage and everything was done by hand. today there are programs that do everything on the computer. So just wanted to show you this and give you an idea for something to do and how you can take something simple like a flower, a leaf from outside. Either you look at it or photo it with your phone, or you take some free printable and just see how you can, I don't know if it's the right word, but let's say manipulate it and do other stuff with it. So that's it. That's what I wanted to share with you. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Okay, you are talking about time zones. Well, I'm in the middle, and Australia, New Zealand are 8 hours ahead of me, and US is 8 hours behind me, and Europe and UK UK a little bit behind me, but and other in Europe depending on where you're at Europe. Yes, Phyllis, do your homework. So I'm in time with Belgium. Yeah, as I said, down under is 8 hours ahead of me. Okay, any questions for me? Something that you want to see before I'm saying goodbye and going to to sleep? I decided that if I'm doing live, it would be on Thursday because I don't work tomorrow, and on Saturday, so I can sleep in. If you don't have washi tape, you can do the same thing I've done with strips of paper, all kinds of strips of paper. Sometimes I do something like that with torn paper. Sometimes I like to do it like washi tape when it's cut with straight edges. Okay, so this is it for today. I didn't think I will last, but I made it somehow. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. It really is great to be with you. Not really talk, but I can respond to the chat, so it really is great. And I hope to see you next time, if it's live or just a video. So I will say goodbye to you all, and if I missed something, I will try and go over the chat, and if you still want to ask me something or say something, you can put it in the comments below, and I will try to respond. So thank you and bye.